Hey everybody, how y'all doing today? My name is Tay, and welcome back to my channel Inspire Me, where I talk about current or relatable topics, all from a godly perspective. And today's topic is called "Have You Disconnected from Your Lot?" Now, I've been talking about Lot and Abraham lately. I was gonna actually get off of it. However, I was looking at my daily bread, and it's been talking about it lately. And this last title that I received, it kind of like prompted me to read it. So then when I read it, it like God gave me another revelation. So I wanted to talk about it, and also to it go with what I wanted to talk about as well. Now the go-to scripture is actually going to be Genesis 13:5 through 15. Yeah, I already know. If you look at my channel regularly, if I'm, like messing up and like, squinting my eyes, I have double vision, meaning sometimes I see two. So sometimes I might see two words and I gotta squint one eye so I can see clearly. So yeah, I agree. Just gotta put that out there. Oh, she can't read. She can't. Lot also, who went with Abram, had flocks and herds and tents. Now the land was not able to support them, that they might dwell together, for their possessions were so great that they could not dwell together. And there was strife between the herdsmen of Abram's livestock and the herdsmen of Lot's livestock. The Canaanites and the Perizzites then dwelt in the land. God told Abram to leave, and Abram on his own, God didn't tell him, but on his own, he took Lot. Lot was his nephew. So Abram said to Lot, "Please let there be no strife between you and me, and between my herdsmen and your herdsmen, for we are brethren. Is not the whole land before you? Please separate from me. If you take the left, then I will go to the right." Like, they had so much possessions, they both couldn't stay in that land. They had to pretty much separate. Them being in that land together, it caused them to strive. And that's when Abraham pretty much had to tell Lot, you go your way, I go my way. You go to the right, then I will go to the left. When it was strife because the land wasn't big enough for them both, Abram told Lot to go his way and I go my way. If you take the right, I'm gonna take the left. If you take the left, I'm gonna take the right. I'm not gonna read this part. Just give you a summary. So when Lot went his way, he pretty much seen, Sodom and Gomorrah, and when he looked up, he was like, "Wow!" Like, it looked it all clean and beautiful and well watered, and he was like, "Wow, I'm gonna take this spot." On verse 14, after Lot took his, went to Sodom and Gomorrah and separated, it says, "And the Lord said to Abram, after Lot had separated from him, lift your eyes now and look from the place where you are, northward, southward, eastward, and westward. For all the land which you see, I give to you and your descendants forever." A revelation that God gave me. See how when God told Abram to pretty much leave from, I think it was a Canaan, and he took Lot with him. God didn't tell him to take Lot with him, but he did take him with him. How many times where God could call you to a place, a woman or a man of God? I'm not talking about, a person that just went somewhere because they wanted to and they didn't see God. God didn't tell them to go there, but they just went there on their own. I'm talking about God told you to go to a place and you decide to take a loved one, a friend, bae, your girlfriend, boyfriend. I'm not talking about a actual wife or husband, because yeah, you gotta take them. But I'm talking about a person that's a boyfriend or girlfriend. You take them with you. God didn't say they was gonna be your spouse, but you took them with you. You can take old baggage with you, the past with you. And it's like, God didn't tell you to do that, but you did it on your own. So because you love that attachment, you can't separate from it, because that's what's been with you for the longest. Lot finally got with Abraham. Like, their possession was so much, they couldn't pretty much stay, like, they pretty much could share the same space. And that's pretty much what God's telling me. Once one person changed, once one person is no longer the same person they used to be, if the other person is still the exact same way and they have not grew spiritually, y'all cannot share the same space. It's not going to be enough room for y'all. And the room could literally be big as a mansion. but there's still no space for you all because that possession, your possessions are great, meaning that possession of Christ inside of that godly person is so great, it's pretty much no room for that sinner. It's pretty much no room for that person that has not grown spiritual. So that's when Abraham pretty much said to Lot, like, we got to separate. Like, it caused strife between not just them, but the herdsmen. And pretty much what God was showing me too is like, when you trying to stay connected to a person that's toxic, stay connected to a person of your past, stay connected to something that God didn't tell you to stay connected to, it's gonna cause strife in your spirit. It could be a verbal strife. It could be just you all just disliking each other. It's gonna cause a riffraff because you and that person are not on the same level. Y'all could have got along great in the past. Probably Abraham and Lot. I don't know. The Bible doesn't say, but probably before God told Abraham to separate, him and Lot probably could have had a great relationship. They probably never strived. They probably had as much possessions and was able to stay in the same land. However, when God called Abram to separate, you see by them being together how it caused riffraff, how it caused strife. Okay, like I said, you could have in the past before you got saved, before you got born again, you and this person could, or you and these people could have in cahoots. Y'all could have had the best of relationships, but now since you're no longer that person, but they are still that person, it's like y'all not getting along. It's not enough room. It's not enough space. So finally, when Abraham separated and Lot separated, it says it in the Bible. That's when God spoke to Abraham. That's what God's telling me. When you separate and you disconnect from your Lot, whether your Lot could be a relative, whether your Lot could be a friend, whether your Lot could be bae, whether your Lot could be, just somebody that I told you to disconnect from. Once you separate from them, then I can speak to you. Then I can give you a blessing. Then I can do certain things and reveal certain things to you that I never did before because they were in your way, because you was connected to them. And that's what God had to tell me. You see how God blessed me, finally with my place. But during that time, during the wilderness, I didn't see it then, but I'm seeing it now. It's like, I didn't believe that God could have blessed me with my place sooner. Even though there was a time, in the wilderness, God will have you in your wilderness season. However, some people might be in their wilderness a little longer because of their disobedience or because of who they're attached to. If you see the children of Israel, why is you in the wilderness for that long? Is it somebody you attached to? With them, it was because of they was attached to their old ways, their old standard of living. You're not in Egypt no more. You're not in bondage anymore. So why do you still have that mentality? And by them still having that mentality, had to spend 40 years in the wilderness. Times God, He won't speak to you until you disconnect from your Lot. Even though God called me to my wilderness season, during the process when I was looking for a place, before I had my place, I was tell certain people who was close to me, and they really didn't think of it. But the reason why I stopped telling certain people stuff is because I knew that like hold up some of your process. But mainly I was doing it like different things. Like okay, I gotta disconnect from them because of things that it was just certain things that I can't tell certain people certain stuff until it actually happened. But there's still certain people that I still spoke to and told them about my process and different things that I was going through. Now don't get me wrong, it's okay if God tell you to tell certain people they're spiritual as well, like if they can pray for you, if they can do certain things, if you know that they can help you as far as spiritually, it's okay with certain things. But let God tell you it's okay. But the people that I told, they wasn't really spiritual. It's one person that was some a little, but barely like that. But this other person, I did see like certain things, like even before the incident, like I did see certain things that they did, and it's like it kind of made me look side eye. But I never like thought about okay, let me disconnect from them. I just still remain connected to them, and they did help me during the process. So that was another thing. Like okay, they did help me So that's another reason why I stay connected. But the last draw is something that happened and I didn't like. So I'm like, okay, I gotta disconnect permanently from them. Now, of course, I still like every once in a blue moon I might reach out to, like, as far as like check on them and see how they doing, different things like that. But as far as like what I used to do, like telling them my business and different things like that, I don't do that no longer. God been telling me to disconnect, but I still remain connected. And now I'm gonna just leave this alone altogether. Second person, they said they went to church. That's why you gotta be mindful of people's fruits. Like, they went to church and different things, but it wasn't all the way godly, should I say. I'm just used for instance, because in my state, it's hot. It's hot majority of the time. And when it's cold, it's not cold, but I enjoy it because it's like, you don't know, the next day might be hot again. For instance, it's always been hot. Y'all's been complaining about the weather, but all of a sudden today, it's cool, it's cold, like you feeling good. So say for instance, I told the person like, we gonna got some good weather today. It's feeling good, it's feeling breezy, like, oh my goodness, like I've been feeling this heat and like God really came through with this breeze and enjoy it. And they said, I'm just saying like, yes, like I'm enjoying this breeze too. Like, thank you, Jesus, for this breeze. Instead of saying something like that, it's like they say something negative like, it's probably gonna be hot before you know it. It might be hot again the next day, even a few hours from now. Like, I wouldn't even get all excited about this little weather. Like, I know we got a little breeze, but it's gonna be hot again sooner or later. And it's like, why is this person just so negative? Like, you just couldn't say, not say that you just gotta say it just to please somebody, but you just said feel in your heart to just say like, okay, yeah, this weather feel good. I'm enjoying it too. You just gotta be negative. And like I said, it's not the scenario, but that's what I'm gonna use. I was telling certain things also too, because I feel like I could trust them. I knew I could trust them in that scenario, which is right, but just certain things they were negative, and that's not where God is calling me to. You feel me? He don't want me to be negative and surround myself with negative people. So me and this person, we really didn't have any riffraff or anything. However, I did check with them with certain things, but like the last job, like, okay, I gotta like stop, tell them certain things, but I really didn't know how to do it. So what caused me to do it is I really wasn't trying to. They contacted me and I supposed to got back with them, but I was kind of like occupied, so it caused them not to, like, reach out to me, and it pretty much caused me not to reach out to them. But during that time, I wasn't talking, and that's pretty much how God wanted it to be. So I'm gonna tell you, the first person I told you about, we stopped talking within a month and a half. I got blessed with my place. After I started telling them about, what I was going through and different things, a month and a half after I started talking to them, I got blessed with my place. The second person that I told you that, we just stopped talking, within 2.5 weeks later, I got blessed with my place. And these are people that I wanted to take with me, that, I still like, every once, like I said, I still reach out to them. It's not like I just don't talk to them. Just like with Abram, I'm pretty sure he just didn't, just solely didn't stop talking to Lot, but he just had to disconnect from Lot. The same way with those individuals, I had to disconnect from them. And once I disconnected from them, you see how quickly I got blessed with my place. Like I said, I didn't realize that till like later on. Like me, I'm a thinker at times, and I think like God talks to me. So it's like, wow, God, you see how quickly. So I probably could have been out of my wilderness season, but it's who you're connected to. And I'm telling God is that same thing. You who are living for God, you could be out of your wilderness season too. Your wilderness season can be prolonged depending on how God wanted it to be. But if you're connected to the wrong person, God could pretty much hold up your season. You can still be in your wilderness season. You have to detach from your Lot. You see the Bible where it says, once he separated from Lot, then God spoke to him and said, I will make you and your descendants great. He didn't say that when he was connected to Lot, when him and Lot was in the same land. But once he disconnected, once he separated from Lot, once you separate from your Lot, whether it's a loved one, whether it's bae, whether it's family members, whether it's a friend. Once you separate from your lot, maybe God can speak to you. Maybe God can bless you with what He need to bless you with. Maybe God can give you the promise. Maybe God can take you out your wilderness season. Take this message and examine and see if this is referring to you. And if it's not, then maybe God still have you in your wilderness season. And see if you're holding yourself up in the wilderness season or if it's God. So that's pretty much all I had to say regarding it, y'all. Make sure you like, make sure you share, and also make sure you subscribe to my channel, y'all. Y'all have a blessed day.